divine infinite consciousness, and peace to my divine infinite self in all realms and realities. Yo, peace, God, what's happening? You know, he up there going about his way. Alright, so, yeah, you know, it's the future Buddha, you know, sitting back. You know, of course I'm partaking because I got cannabinoid sensors. So, you know, I got to feed those too. So when you lacking on food or lacking on certain energies, you be like, damn, I'm lacking something. Especially if you be blunt. Well, you're lacking on that. I ain't talking about the tobacco part of when you smoking the L or no shit like that. I'm just talking about in general with the cannabinoids. But anyways, though, we here and now. This is the time. The time is always now to know your culture, to show and prove the power of the Most High. The Most High manifested itself into all things and all realms and realities in order to know and understand his own being. He has to save himself from his own self. This is how cold the Most High is. This is how cold you is. Alright, so yeah, this is the time. You know what I'm saying? They doing all the mass shit to get you off of what's really going on, like space, like you know, let's say space, you know, like space, which is really water, different variations of water, you know what I'm saying? And the Copernicus model is off, you know what I mean? This is a harmonical plane that is played with certain vibrations, and these motherfuckers ain't got a chance to tap into those instruments and play their own vibration. Now, with all the sacrifices and shit going on, and the shit to keep you off of what's really happening, like, you know, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and Bill Gates and all them others it's supposed to be going to court, you know what I'm saying, federal court and shit, you know what I mean? You know, Hillary going on the 9th of September, so, you know, all this shit gotta go down, all these murders and shit, you know what I'm saying? Which is a very unfortunate thing, but this is that the emotion that they want in the atmosphere block you to what's really happening, you know what I'm saying? So they don't want you to know that, you know, they came up over here seeing these cathedrals and shit like that. These are antiquitech harmonic devices that helped save people, transport people, and also create force fields, all these different things using harmonic tones. You know what I mean? And so these organs that is up in there, in these places, in these on these star forts, they don't know how to be played by these people who got them now. You know what I'm saying? They know that niggas know, because they know that niggas are the most harmonic, the highest vibrational, genetically. So that means that a soul that's going into that being, of course, we're gonna have some Malice Beans in each culture. So that's just how it goes. You know what I mean? I gotta watch my back and shit. I'm over here by the train tracks and shit, see? So anyways, and it's Robin's Hood too, and the police be on your ass. So basically, you know, it's that they don't know how to operate these organs. They don't know how to play the tones to get shit cracking. But they do know that we go through certain delusions all the time. Like, you know what I mean? There was a real big one that was classified with the Noah situation, you know what I mean? But then there was like minor ones that happened all over the place too, you know what I mean? So and now we got cameras, so you know, with those cameras, the cameras is what's documenting what they've been doing all over the world already. Like, you know, when the Haiti earthquake went down and shit, you know what I mean? Mothers showed up with their little things, but not doing too much, because it's like, hey, them niggas was the ones that rebelled and shit against our brethren, so can't help these niggas too much, but we can show them a little something. See, it's the narcissistic shit. These mothers know as a whole that they're a psychopathic narcissist, you know what I mean? Or just plain old narcissists, but psychopaths because they work together. You know what I'm saying? And that some of their brothers be narcissistic too, you know. But they know that some of us has been turned into that way, and so they know that they can ally those vibrationals on those on that level. You know what I mean? So and they get them to rival with them. You know what I mean? Instead of having our own brothers rival coming with us and like, yo, we plan, the vibration of these niggas, so you know what they're capable of doing on that low shit. So we need you to do this, that, and the third. You know. Anyways, though. This is the time, you know what I mean? So they got people wearing the mask for just, you know, as a cover up, you know what I mean? Basically, it's the ritual of what the brother said he couldn't breathe and shit like that. So it's like to see what niggas and people what they gonna do, you know what I'm saying? And when are they gonna take the chip to go in, to go buy some shit, you know? This is where the training comes in at. This is where your training comes in at. Like, damn, I could grow my shit. If I got a spot and I got the bread to go get it, then I gotta go get it. This is the save self time. You know what I mean? This is what they was talking about in Revelation. This is real deal Holyfield. You know, you may not get a group. You know what I mean? But each group can go and form their own and shit, because the delusion will happen. The comets coming around. You see the weather changing. You got different kind of clouds in the sky. These motherfuckers can't control the weather that cold. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, whew, it's on. You know what I mean? So basically they used to pop up all over the world to be like, yo, this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying, after the shit didn't happen. And like, or maybe before, just to show that they some kind of prophet or some shit, you know what I mean, to play God type deal, you know what I mean. But they had, all along, they had the technology of what was on the plane before them, you know. So they used that to manipulate other cultures, you know what I mean. Like, especially when they roll up on people and they see people half dead and all that shit and famines going on, you know, they like, damn, we coming with this, that, and the third. I'm talking about like the Spanish conquistadors and all of that. The one that they said that 500 men conquered fucking 2.5 million motherfuckers. Which that's some shit. Unless they was some smart ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But when you have certain things to offer, and certain and these beings that are naturally empathic, and they begin to go into their narcissistic state, that survival, that fight or flight mode, that survival mode, then they'll have a little edge. You have a little edge. You know what I'm saying? Because now this motherfucker gonna listen to you. You know, this is what they've been doing. You know, so but to break out of that shit, you're gonna have to get away from it. Just like a toxic boyfriend or some shit, or a toxic girlfriend. You get away from that motherfucker, because that shit is just gonna turn your kundalini, your spirit is gonna keep it in a tight situation where you become used to it. You want the abuse. You know what I'm saying? This is what you crave, the abuse. Now you ain't had the abuse in a second. Let me go and see if this motherfucker really care about me. So it's the same thing with this, you know, government type shit. You know what I'm saying? We can call them white people, we say black people, but they don't really identify with white anyways when it comes to, you know, putting shit down on paper, applying for jobs and shit like that. You know what I mean? But on the outside, it's like, hey, that's what it is. But they have their own thing that they have to step up to, and they have to, you know, do within themselves. It's been time after time after time. Now, you know, the Saturn and Jupiter and Pluto conjunction is happening, and so that means that time is up. That means the veil is open. That means motherfuckers is being judged for certain things that they done are in the past. And it's like, the person ain't got to do the shit. It's just the karma. It's like credit, like how motherfuckers use credit. You know, like, nigga, you ain't got it. Okay, we gonna front you then. You know what I mean? And this is what happened in America. Like, everybody got fronted except the nigga. And this is really the nigga's land. You know what I mean? So it's like he's really a sovereign, but he's been robbed of his sovereignness. And so he's out here, he don't know the law. I mean, I don't even knock nobody for not knowing the law. They say ignorance is no excuse, all that shit, whatever the fuck. Yo, man, the way this shit's going out, that shit's a little tricky. You know, the law is a little tricky. Motherfucker, you don't need to study all that shit, but if you got some brothers who's cold with that, whose astrological chart is lined up for it, then yeah, we need them type of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? If we want to see if that works, but they won't honor that, because a narcissistic game is always changing. The rules is always changing, you know? So, you just gotta be on your P's and Q's, you know? Strive to get some land and sovereignize that land, like own this land, like, yo, this is mine, you can't come through with this shit, you know? Of course they'll send their little militia, but then there's supposed to be a bigger militia, but this shit finna get corrected anyways, because it's gonna be a big ass comet coming through, so everybody gonna see it, you know what I'm saying? So, and at the same time, that's just it.
Right now and try and make a little musical cake for you. If there's something right now that you'd like to put in this cake, now's the time to let us know.